Hello, everybody. We've got a fantastic episode of the of the Apex Coalition show for you today. I'm joined with a fine panel as is. I think there's the chance it might grow, but right now I've got Jonah, Monstar, and the Hebrew Hammer with us here today, gentlemen. It's a pleasure having y'all. Let's jump right into it. Lippy, we're gonna go through trades first. I want you to, and I'm gonna keep a running count here. Our last Apex Coalition show was on October the 12th. I want you to predict how many trades you've done since then.
I'm going to go with 9, sir.
9? Okay. So Lippy predicts 9, and I will make a running count. So, this works out great because we've got the two people that made this first trade since our last show here. So it was actually between Jonah and Lippy. It was Adam Thielen for Mr. Ayuk. How are y'all feeling about that trade?
I feel great. Lovely. I love a win-win trade for both sides.
Yeah. I've held on to Lippy pulled a Lippy, and he just takes value to trade value.
Yeah.
I believe my exact message that morning was, I would like some more Week 7 buys, and Jonah just off the blues sent me Ayuk for Thielen. And I smashed accept in about 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's true.
As we'll see in a little bit, Thielen got flipped like a week or two later.
I was going to say, I actually didn't know he was on your team still, so I guess he's not. Okay, but so let me ask this, and obviously we'll cover it more when we get to the next Thielen trade. What do y'all think about Hawkinson being in Minneapolis? Do you think that hurts? First of all, Hawkinson. Second of all, what do you think it is to Thielen and Jefferson?
Well, I said a little bit earlier in the group chat to reiterate for the pod, all the lovely fans. I think it hurts everyone but Kirk Cousins. I think Hawkinson loses value because, other than St. Brown, he's been hurt. The Lions didn't really have much going for them, wide receiver wise, and so he was deep. Moving to the Vikings, he's got to compete with Jefferson on the deep balls. He's got to compete with Thielen on the slants and the curls. And then Cook out in the flats. Like, everyone already has position filled that's doing well on that team. Despite him going there, I think he's going to produce more. I think he'll probably be better. And then, naturally, because he is such a good tight end, he's going to eat into all of those areas you're just listing.
Yeah.
So it'll be great to start. So,
Hawkinson sucks. He's had one good game all year, and it's propped up his entire season.
He's played for the Lions. Matthew Stafford sucked too, and then he won a Super Bowl the year after.
I don't think Hawkinson sucks. I think that's too no.
The two biggest winners are Kirk Cousins, but there's one we're forgetting, and it's Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
He's about to average 20 plus points a game, and it's going to start with him destroying me this week with K. Cole.
That would be really sad. But I've wanted K. Cole to get that win against Hunter so bad, and Hunter just scored too many points. But well, interesting. I hope it's bad for Jefferson, like you say, Jonah. I think that's what will happen. I really just hope it hurts Kern. Okay, the next.
I don't think it'll hurt Jefferson too much, but it'll decrease his value a little.
Yeah. So the next trade also. Well, guys, the four of us trade a lot. The next trade is Lippy and Monstar. We have this is an interesting trade. It's Dallas Goedert, Henderson, and Etienne to Lippy, Waller, Cook, Madison, Monstar. Now, a lot has happened with these pieces, both in Apex and in the NFL. So I guess Monstar, Lippy, do you want to start us off with thoughts on this trade?
I don't think Monstar would do this trade anymore if it was today.
Right, because James Robinson's on the team. Is that correct, Monstar? I mean, I assume so.
Probably.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I see Darrell Henderson as completely worthless. At that point, I was going to hype him up because I was trying to offload the hot potato as quickly as I could because holy shit.
Yes, smart.
Etienne, I mean, I knew he was going to blow up at some point. It was just a matter of when and trying to be in a position where I wanted to move up in terms of my division. Cook gave me win now mentality, so I went and smashed accept.
Yeah. So y'all might not know this. When this trade happened, first of all, James Robinson's obviously still on the team, so that affects it from Lippy's side too. But I told Lippy right away that I fucking hated this trade for him. I thought it was really bad.
I thought you were being a clownfish by hating it too.
Well, okay, so let's talk about that. Okay. You told me right after I voiced my displeasure for this trade that Henderson was a top 12 back for the rest of season. Lippy, do you want to edit that statement at all? Where do you think Henderson's finishing now after he's being outstepped by Roddy Rivers or whatever the fuck his name is?
So first things first here. I think we're about to have a live trade live on the pod. A little spoiler for the listeners at home.
Oh, good.
I don't know if Henderson is a top 12 back anymore.
Oh, wow. Trade has been completed.
Wow.
And it's another
Crazy.
trade with people we've got on the pod. Fantastic. Well, I mean that's just what kind of flavor of ice cream do you want? I
don't like half burnt ice cream, so I went with the older variety.
All right. Yeah, I don't really think that's a really big deal of a trade. I don't know.
I mean, it's a top 5 tight end for a guy that has played very well. But I believe in my Blake.
Truth be told, if Pitts had a bad week this week, I would have dropped him myself. Granted, he did have a good week and looked very nice. But nonetheless, Monstar had too many running backs, and I knew he'd be willing to give up running backs. And then the Goddard for Waller, kind of like how Jonah felt about Michael Thomas earlier in the season. He ended up being very, very right, and I looked like a dumb shit. I didn't want Waller on my team anymore. He very much pissed me off when I faced Timo.
Yeah.
So I was really happy to not have Waller, honestly, and get the Goddard upgrade. That was a big key of that trade.
Okay.
This will probably bring all the guys to the pod. There's currently both Golly and Kern
Let's see here.
commenting on this.
Oh, good. I tried to trade with Golly earlier. That did not go well, but that's because of my own devices.
Well, Golly's a very difficult person to trade with. He must win every trade, and it's very respectful.
Well, that's funny because we'll get to one in a minute. He definitely did not win.
It's up for debate.
It is literally not. Okay.
But right now, ETN does look like probably greater than signed Cook right now. But at the time of the trade, that would have been blasphemous to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I think ETN's in a position where he was going to blow up like this at some point this year. So, I mean, I probably would have done better hanging on to him. But at the same time, like, I really wanted to try to push to move up in the division. So,
yeah, I mean,
I don't think anyone saw that what happened to ETN happening.
Well, no one saw that. I didn't see the James Robinson trade happening. And Monster, you're in a position where you've got to keep up with Timo. You've got to win every game. I mean, it's just a brutal grinder. So I don't fault you for the trade at all, especially the time. Like, dude, at the time, I thought you smashed the fuck out of this trade. Obviously, now with crazy trades that have happened, like there's no way of knowing anything about that. But
well, there's another trade coming up with Monster and myself, I believe.
Well,
shocker.
Yeah. So, real quickly, we do have probably the least consequential trade here: Jimmy Garoppolo for Sony Michel. We'll just keep going.
Wow.
Another Monstar Lippy trade. Al Robinson, Chris Godwin, Kenneth Walker for Lippy. Monstar gets Cooper Kupp and Josh Reynolds. All right. Talk me through it, Lippy. Talk me through how you said the worst thing you ever did in fantasy football was trading me Cooper Kupp. He's on your team, and then you trade him away. Talk me through it.
Okay, so at this point of the season, let's see, we're at October 21st at about noon.
Yeah,
I was very dejected looking at the standings, and I knew I needed some keeper value because I felt like I wasn't going to make the playoffs at this point.
Weren't you still leading the division at this point?
I felt like I wasn't going to make the playoffs.
But just to make sure, you were leading the division, correct?
We don't know what was happening, sir.
Oh, okay.
But I was looking up at the top division with Monstar's team looking like it's going to make a push for a wild card. You got Golly and Timo duking it out. Granted, Golly's team looks a little different now. And then you have my division with Jack's team that looks it's a juggernaut that's somehow in third place.
I noticed.
And then
I noticed that you're not
Boom's
talking
team
about.
keeps
I noticed you're not talking about our division being in the wild card hunt.
I'm not thinking so, sir.
Well, I don't know about Jonah, but we're gonna make you eat those words. But keep going.
And if Monstar recalls my conversation with him, I told him, "Are you interested in a cup?" He said, "It depends." And I said, "It would take either Walker or Henry. Who would you prefer to move?" He said, "Walker." And then I think I just told him, "Okay, Walker and Amari," and he changed it to Godwin. And then he wanted me to take Robinson too, so I said, "Okay."
Pretty much. I mean, I didn't want to be too overloaded with the Rams. Having Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson on the same team with that, no offense to Stafford, but god-awful fucking quarterback play, and what the fuck has happened with that offense. The idea of having two Rams receivers sounded like shit.
Yeah.
So Reynolds hasn't been really good, but, shit. I need someone to throw in the third slot. Walker, I moved because I had a lot of depth at the time. I mean, being in the position where I had at one point almost 5 starting running backs, I had to move some depth to upgrade the wide receiver position. Cobb being one of the best wide receivers in the game was an easy play for me.
No, absolutely. I think it's aged reasonably well for both sides. I mean, Kupp's still Kupp.
Yeah.
He might be hurt now, but you can't predict an injury ever.
Well, that's
unless you're Jonah, of course.
True.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. The next trade, a Lippy and Kern trade, which I feel like is a rare occasion.
Lippy just killed him. Like, let's just go. Lippy killed him.
Yeah, this trade doesn't make any sense.
So, like I told Jonah, now that Keenan's back off bye, I might feel that same sentiment. But if Keenan isn't what Keenan should be, Kern destroyed me.
I don't
but
think
it is Keenan Allen.
That's true at all. I don't think that's true at all.
Nor do I.
Slide on this one.
This is just such a bad trade for Kern.
ETN's a solid running back, but he gave you so much wide receiver value.
Yeah, this is a trade because, jokes aside, realistically, Kern's making playoffs in our division, barring like a Cinderella miracle from Jonah, right?
Jonah's only a game back.
Well, I'm just saying, our teams have problems. Is the bottom line. But so does Kern. So I mean, it's realistic. I understand, but let's just assume Kern is making playoffs. He's going to kick himself for this trade hard. He trading away AJ Brown. Like when the strength of his team was that stack, just makes no goddamn sense. It just doesn't make sense why he would do it. I don't understand. And then you throw Keenan Allen into the mix. I just don't get it. Like Kern's whole philosophy all year that he's just been copy pasting for the entire year.
He lost Brees and lost his mind. Let's say it as it is.
I mean,
he was looking at Brian Robinson as his RB1, and he knew that couldn't stand.
But this was
a full fault.
Yeah, this isn't what you do there. Like, as someone that tilt trades all the time, like this is what that is. Yeah, I mean, this is just dumb.
And now I do get a little kick out of seeing Curtis Samuel and Darnell Mooney in Kern's lineup weekly.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Although I will say this, remember at the beginning of the season when me and Lippy had that giant trade with Waller and Goddard and all the other pieces?
Yeah.
Everyone at the time thought that was a complete tilt. Walking away with Kenneth Walker on the other side got me Cooper Kupp. So there's a possibility of thinking into this.
Joe, let's be delicate of A&F's feelings now, okay? Let's not bring up other things that could have assisted in acquiring other assets. We don't need to bring that up.
Yeah,
we all forgot about that. Yeah. We were at summer camp.
Yeah. I was at the farm upstate. So, no, I don't know. I really hate this trade for Kern, and as much as like I always say I hate every trade for Kern, I really, really hate this trade for Kern. I just think it just doesn't make any sense. It conflicts with everything he's said all season. I think he's really going to regret it. So it'll be a quiet whimper of our division in playoffs. All right.
Great trade by Kern. Another win-win.
I'm sure.
Wow, another win-win right here. Love it.
Yeah, but a lot of win-win trades with you, Lippy. Let's see here. Okay, that's trade number 5 with Lippy. Let's see. So we've got CD Lamb going to Lippy, and Neil acquires Thielen, Godwin, and Dobbins. Who
So,
at the time
yeah.
Dobbins is not dead, right?
No, Dobbins was dead at the time.
Okay.
He was
Yeah,
on IR.
he was hopefully coming back.
No, he was on IR. It was after the Gus Bus blow up game.
Okay, yeah. So like this is after Dobbins is not dead and he's dead again.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
He's officially on IR at this point.
Okay.
I was pretty much just looking at all the extra wide receivers I had because I had 5 of them. And I figured, okay, Godwin and Thielen, let's get the best wide receiver we could get.
Yeah. I mean, I just think this is a fair trade. Like,
It is?
like you get the best player, but Neil gets things to plug holes. I don't think this is a bad trade. I don't think it's really remarkable.
I mean, Godwin's pretty nice. He's had some good games. He's getting a shit ton of targets.
He's a consistent 10 points a week, every single week.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think I would want CD Lamb in this deal.
That's what I.
But at the same time, like I don't think this is a bad trade for Neil. Like,
it's a really nice depth move by Neil.
Yeah. So,
really rounds out his roster.
Really big trade here. Trade number 6 for Lippy.
So, if I can give a little context to this trade.
DJ Dallas for Deion Jackson.
So at the same time of the Lamb trade, Jonah and I were talking about a big Mahomes trade.
They are separated. Wait, all 3 of these trades are within like 4 hours of each other.
Jonah was considering a Mahomes trade. Neil was considering a trade. It was
Wait, Lippy, you did 3 trades in 4 hours.
It was a really fun morning
with 3 separate people.
Yeah, we were planning on a bigger trade, but out of good faith, while I was considering, and Neil was also considering, we just went ahead and did a backup swap so that.
Yeah, I told them both. I was like, I don't like kind of saying I got 2 offers on the table, and I don't know if I'll do both deals, but I had 2 trades I like because I've been trying to get Mahomes from Jonah for weeks.
Yeah.
As you will see in a little bit, I might have been successful.
Yeah, who knows?
Might have been.
Tune in next time. I don't think there's really much to say about this trade. Trade between Jack and Dustin, Raheem Mostert, and Trevor Lawrence for Ezekiel Elliott.
What a great trade by Dustin. Zeke is trash.
I don't know.
Don't tell Jerry Jones that.
It hurts the boom of his team so much. What's Zeke's best game the rest of the season going to be? 60 yards and 2 touchdowns? Maybe?
I think Zeke could have a 3-touchdown game, and he could still have that with a 100-yard game. Dallas is really good. Dallas is really good. And Zeke's the man. Pollard exploded this week, and it was less than an hour after the game. And Jerry said, "We go as Zeke goes."
Jerry can shut up.
You honestly know that they don't even believe in Zeke that much because this trade deadline was probably the best opportunity to sell Tony Pollard so freaking high.
Well, I mean, Pollard is the future. Pollard. I mean, they're going to keep Pollard, but
they could have gotten at least a second-round pick right now.
I mean, they don't need to trade him though, and still believe in Zeke. Like, he's just the next man up, and they're going to keep Pollard. They'll sign him, extend him, and they probably won't give Zeke another contract. But
who would you guys say right now is the best back? Hunt or who would you rather have?
Kind of cut out there, Joe. What was that? One more time.
I was just saying, right now, I think the 2 best backups are Tony Pollard and Kareem Hunt. Who would you rather have? What's your running back or your third down plug-in?
I mean, Tony Pollard for sure. But the true best backup is actually Deion Jackson. No, I'm just kidding. No,
I thought you were going to say Damian Harris.
Yeah. Well, no, because he's the primary running back. So obviously that's not a backup. No, I mean, Pollard's incredible. He's really good. I don't know. I'm a Zeke lover as much as Kurt is a Zeke hater. And this team with Dak is really good. like Dallas is. Obviously, them or Philly's going to win the division. The other one makes the wild card. I think both of those teams are just going to be really good and going to win a lot of football games. I think it's going to be. I think Zeke's going to get pretty much all goal line work, and I think he's going to be one running out clock when they're ahead of games. So, I don't know. And then I like it, the T-Law thing doesn't move any needles.
I just think it hurts as I said in the moment, it makes me feel a lot better when you face Jack's team and see Zeke in that lineup.
Well, that would have the opposite effect on me. But obviously, this is an interdivision trade too, so you get to see all those players coming up soon anyway. It's so crazy because Dustin's at the bottom of that division, and I still think his team is really, really good. So that's a clusterfuck of a division. All right, moving on to to a later that hour trade between Libby and Dustin. All of 37 minutes passed, and they're like, you know what? Let's trade Brady and Barkley for Cousins and Ken Walker. Now, Lippy, I know me saying that I don't like your trades gives you strength and power. I did not like this trade for you. I'm just a Saquon hater, I guess.
Well, a few things here. I don't ever want to have to relying on Kirk Cousins in fantasy doesn't feel good.
Well, it might now.
I know he's reasonable, but just I can't do it. And I mean, Ken Walker to Saquon. Yeah, give me that.
Yeah, I thought Libby came out some roses.
I don't know. I liked what Dustin did here. Obviously, Saquon's great. I really don't think it's a jam. I just preferred Dustin's side.
I mean, in a heartbeat. If I was thinking, I'd do that so fast.
No, don't say that.
Ken Walker for 15. If I was not going to make the playoffs, I would sell Saquon and Brady for Ken Walker.
I'm not counting Dustin out yet. Every person in that division is still alive. Y'all are gonna beat each other to a pulp in the interdivision games. So, and then Dustin was not done a minute later.
We can consider it
that's pretty much the same thing.
It was just us not putting the handcuffs in the original trade.
Yeah.
Why would we keep each other's handcuffs? It's pointless if we do. Yeah.
So.
Add Juju.
So then we move up. We're real recent now. Jonah and I trade. I wanted to get the stack. I get DeAndre Hopkins and Jamal Williams. Jonah gets Aaron Jones and Brandon Mann at the front office cooks.
I got jammed.
I mean,
I was really relying on picks going to the back. I was fully expecting the Packers' power.
Jonah, I think you should check your internet, sir.
Well, I mean,
Am I cutting out?
No, I mean, yeah. Let me kind of fill in the blanks. So what Jonah was talking about is that there was lots of circulation that Brandon Cooks was going to dip on the Packers. That's certainly what I thought was going to happen too. It didn't happen, and now it seems like Brandon Cooks is angry, which is like, hey, maybe he's really angry and he's going to play really well, and he's just going to be pissed off and show everyone how good he is, which will be awesome because he's had a kind of a tough start to the year. I don't think that necessarily continues. He's still very good at football. I think Davis Mills is not getting worse, so probably with some better matchups, he will see better days. I mean, in Aaron Jones, the only reason I wanted out of him really badly is just the Packers look bad, which is why I think they needed to trade for a receiver like Cooks or someone else. Lippy, real quick, do you think the Packers make the playoffs?
We'll have a chance to get a wild card spot.
Because I mean, the Vikings win that division, huh?
Without a doubt. My question for you, Alexander, is
Don't.
how are you feeling about
don't.
owning the Cleveland Browns first round pick this year?
Oh.
I mean, that's what, the 5th overall pick right now? 6th overall pick?
Well, they beat the Bengals. I thought you were about to ask me about the baseball game. Schwarber just hit another 2-run homer.
What? I'm
Yeah.
sorry?
Yeah.
Who? What happened?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I mean, the Texans are going to have some great picks because our pick is looking primo. And then the Browns pick's going to be good too. And I think they're going to win some games when Deshaun comes back, but it'll be top 15 for sure. And we'll see. We'll see. The Texans will be in a really good spot. I love having a stack. I've had it for all of one game. I've decided I'll have one for the rest of my life. So, stack feels
I
good.
knew it. I agree with that statement.
This is just a rough trade here. This is Golly and Lippy. It gets me riled up. Okay, Lippy's saying in chat live that he needs Chiefs ball catchers. Give me a stack.
I got MVS.
There you go. You can go to Golly.
Little Green Bay love.
You can steal Juju from Golly if you want. He actually looks like. What's that bet you have with Kurt about Juju? Is it just Juju versus MVS?
You have a bet with Kern about Juju versus MVS. I think it's like a 42-point differential, or Jack has it. I think it's a 42-point differential. He gave him a nice cushion. Let me pull up the group right now. Where's Apex Bets?
Yeah, because...
Okay, Juju to outscore MVS by 42 points or more during the regular season. Automatic victory if Juju is top 12 overall. $20. Jack and Kern.
I feel like that's got to be almost a reality.
There was a time when A&F bet Chris Carson versus DeAndre Swift in 2021.
So that one didn't go too well. Well, so let's see here. Juju's at 76 points right now. What's MVS at?
47.
Okay.
It's close.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this Lippy is distracting us from what he did here. Henderson and Lamb. So Lamb for Mixon and the handcuff.
Seems like a pretty fair deal so far. Actually, some would say Golly's won in terms of points.
Yeah. Do you know who would say that? Lippy. Do you know who? Well, not everyone else. This is
objective viewers.
This is dog shit. This is just horrible. I also think it just really hurts. I think it really hurts Golly's team because it was built on the Bengals blowing up, and it just I don't know. I'm really worried for Golly. I think this trade put him in a tough spot. I think Tebo's going to run away with the division now if Monstar can't catch him and Tebow doesn't slip up.
Tebow was going to run away with the division, probably nonetheless, with considering Golly's injuries right now. Monstar seems like he might be a lock to catch him.
Tebow has Diggs. He's going to make the playoffs.
Why are we even playing this year? If someone owns Diggs, Diggs just shouldn't be allowed to be owned.
It'll be really weird if he wins, which is very possible.
It will be the 4th year
Yeah.
that Diggs would have been a league winner.
Yeah, that's really weird. Wow. Okay. I don't like this trade. I think it's really bad. I think it's just horrible. But that's okay. Next, we have another Lippy trade with Jonah. Where... Okay, this is the big one. This is Patrick Mahomes, Daniel Jones, of course, Jonathan Taylor, Deion Jackson, for Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson, Matt Breida, Saquon Barkley. All right, gentlemen. It's been a few days, and by a few, I mean 2. How are y'all feeling?
I hope Mahomes. Mahomes. I want Mahomes.
Yeah, I just like doing the math. Like Tom Brady he's going to have his divorce revenge. I'm not too high on Brady. He has weapons, and he's still Tom Brady, so figured it wouldn't be that big of a drop off in points. And if it is, then again, Deshaun Watson down the stretch. Yeah, I just really didn't want to this my RB. So when Jonathan Taylor wasn't doing it for me.
I mean, Saquon's awesome. I think this is a win-win trade again. All my trades are win-wins for both sides. I really wanted Mahomes. That's simple.
Such an ass. Joan, I really hate this trade for you, boss.
You don't like Barkley. That's not saying much.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I also don't like Brady. Like, he's bad.
He's only second in the league in passing
something
yards.
is wrong. No. Bad. There's no comparison.
Second in the NFL in passing yards.
A post Mahomes, a post by Mahomes. Come on now.
Get me going. Let's go.
He's projected to get 5,000 this year. I think that's okay. He has 9 touchdowns and interception.
We'll see.
Mahomes. I was just hounding Jonah for weeks for Mahomes. And Ertz, actually, for that matter. I'm happy to have Ertz too. I've been telling him how good Ertz is for a while.
Well, I might have to trade for Ertz, so we'll see. Okay, then second to last trade, other than the one we just saw live. Which I will go ahead and count both of those as Lippy trades, and we hit the over. We hit 11 Lippy trades instead of the projected 9. Lippy acquires James Conner, Jamal Williams, Eno Benjamin. I acquired Dearness Johnson, Jonathan Taylor, and Deion Jackson.
Should have traded Jonathan Taylor for Ertz.
Win-win trade, Lippy? Oh my god. Is Lance still in?
Quit watching baseball.
Is Lance McCullers still in the game? I stopped watching.
Dusty is a terrible. Oh, it's 7-0. Wow, you hate to see this.
Oh,
no, Stanek just came in. This is his first batter. Wow.
God damn.
You can file this under things you hate to see.
Good fucking Christ. Okay. I
mean, I see why you did this trade. I like my side, but I see why you did this. I mean, Jonathan Taylor.
I want the Arizona running backs gone. Because
fair. You have the pass catchers. It's a weird situation to be in with that many people.
This is my concern with them, Lippy. And I don't know if I texted you about this or
we talked about Eno taking over the job, even when
I think
we talked about that. Yes.
Yeah. But the reason I wanted him out, gentlemen, was I think it's going to be tough when James Conner is back picking which one to start.
No.
I don't know.
I think it's still Connor because he'll get the red zone touches. Eno might take over that job, but when you're talking about an RB2 and I don't have an RB3, and then also staring at the fact that I've got to eat both running back buys coming up, and like I said earlier about my division, I needed that Jamal or something to put in as second running back. Well, I mean, I had to eat a week 14 bye against Jack with Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
And then also I have Mixon's bye against Golly.
Well, what?
Yeah, that's also to give light on the Barkley trade. I did do that so that I wouldn't have 2 bye running backs against.
Yeah, you couldn't have the double week 14 bye with the Aaron Jones, JT.
So I traded JT for Barkley. JT, honestly, Barkley for Mahomes and JT for Cooks. Or not Cooks, but. But I couldn't against the division, against the person I'm trying to win.
Well, we'll see how that plays out.
Hopefully, Barkley stays number 2.
Barkley's a dog. You're still a game back of Kern, and you have the PF advantage. So, I mean, you beat Goon this week. A Goon without McCaffrey and Dak. And a Hines that's just traded. I mean,
doing without Barkley though, so I gotta eat that pie.
All right, so let's look at these matchups here.
I mean, a win this week would go massive towards you dethroning Kern.
It would.
I mean, I don't think Kern's gonna lose this week though. Is the problem? What's going on? We've got Jack and Andy in the call. Welcome, gentlemen. We were just going through trades.
Andy has said I don't make enough trades.
Well, that's just foolish because we just counted them, and you almost got close to making a trade a day. So I don't think there's. You made 3 in like 4 hours earlier, like on one of these days. That's crazy talk. But let's see here. I guess just real quick because I would love just to prod. Lippy, do you have any trades you'd love to run by Mr. Waters just as kind of a highlight? Any trades you want me to go to real quick just to pick his brain?
If you ask me about a trade that involves 8 or more players, I will hang up this phone immediately.
Do we have any?
AJ Brown trade. I was actually talking to Andy when I was making that. Andy loved the AJ Brown trade when it was made.
I refuse to evaluate any trade involving that many players.
It's only 6. 7 players.
7. It's 7. It's 7 players. It's 7 players.
All right, I'll look at it.
All right, it's Dallas Goedert, Mooney, and ETN for Keenan Allen, Njoku, AJ Brown, and Kyle Pitts.
Oh, that's right. I was playing both sides of these negotiations to make sure I always came out on top.
Naturally.
Somehow, I still think I lost. I was a big, am a big ETN guy and counseled against trading him away. But I think was it Kern who traded him away?
Kern acquired him. Kern acquired Goddard, Mooney, and ETN, and Kern traded
away.
You
traded him away, Lippy. That's right.
Yeah. I traded away ETN and Walker over the span of about 2 hours.
Right. So you arguably downgraded at tight end pretty substantially by going from Goddard to Pitts. You lost ETN, which is ridiculous upside. Njoku's in nothing. Keenan Allen maybe a nothing, maybe a something. Who knows? And you got AJ. You gave up AJ Brown, which is obviously the most horrific loss any fantasy team could sustain. So, wait, am I getting this back?
Are you gonna say Njoku's nothing when he had
Kern gave up AJ Brown to get ETN?
That's right. Okay, yeah, I was getting it backwards. Yeah, so Kern's an idiot.
Yeah,
is the long and short of it. Lippy won his first trade ever.
I'm interested. I don't want to go through every trade again, but I do want to run by this morning's trade with him, Lippy.
The JT trade?
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Also notice Ertz for Pitts right above it. Great trade.
Yeah, there is Ertz for Pitts. Really big trade. That's the one I really.
Which side of that were you?
Lippy acquires Ertz.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so the trade Lippy and I did this morning was Lippy acquires James Conner, Jamal Williams, affectionately known as Jam All. James Conner, Jamal Williams, Eno Benjamin. He gives away Dearness Johnson, Jonathan Taylor, Deion Jackson.
Wow, this is so sad. What the hell? How is Jonathan Taylor in this?
He is the player I mostly acquired. I did acquire Deion Jackson and Dearness Johnson and some Kareem trade hype, but he's obviously immaterial now. Probably was before too.
A&F, you could take Jonathan Taylor out of this trade, and I'd be like, yeah, it looks fair.
What? All right, that is too much.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and I've seen so many text messages from Tate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
High bar, I know.
Lippy, what Do you think is this the stupidest thing you've ever done, Lippy? What do you think about that?
I don't think that's remotely close to the stupidest thing I've ever done.
Well,
I'll give you that.
I think this trade will age very nicely, and I'm very happy with it still.
yeah.
Unless the Colts' new offensive coordinator is just the football god brain, I don't think the Colts have any real players of any value anymore right now.
That is because the only reason you say that, Jonah, is because you traded away JT days earlier than this trade.
Yeah,
Right?
for Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. I mean, true. Yeah, but
Andy was not a fan of that trade either.
Yeah, I don't understand why you trade Saquon. He's so good.
Oh, so you're on my side.
In one quarterback, right?
yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, okay. You got a slightly above average quarterback.
That's a bad take.
That's not a bad take. That's what a top 5 quarterback is in single quarterback format. You got a sizable positional advantage over the guy who's starting the 10th best quarterback in the league, but not nearly as large as the advantage held by the Saquon manager over the poor fucking sap who's starting goddamn James Conner and fucking, I'm sorry for my language, but whatever those other carcasses were that you threw into that trade.
What about
I'm
Jamal
disgusted.
Williams? Are you a believer in Jamal Williams?
Jamal's actually really good. He is good. But
So
the second
we got to
pick
keep
is
in
back,
mind.
you're
fucking
in
liar.
flux.
You fucking
You're in
liar. You
flux.
don't believe in Jamal Williams. Get out of here.
I mean,
That's what sets you off.
He's the anime.
I've been getting Deion Jackson for Jamal Williams trade offers, and Deion Jackson for basically any player on my team trade offers from Andy for the past week. You do not believe in Jamal Williams. Get out of here.
I think he's the RB13. Is that correct,
For
Libby?
RB14.
RB14.
So the problem with Andy is his mind doesn't work for redraft. So all his concerns and comments about these trades, I take them with about as much wisdom and knowledge as I do A&Fs. So
Which I know for a fact is minimal, so that's a grave insult. But if you're held
And
to
it's
that
still-
bar.
It's still probably too much.
Andy, do you think your mind can't process redraft fantasy football due to the fact
Polysyllabic words.
maritime law?
What?
I was saying,
Sorry,
do you
what?
think you can't process redraft fantasy football because you work in maritime law and you are just used to the slow wheels and grinds of cogs that take years and years and years to process?
Shit. That might be it. Or hear me out. I'm just a big old dum-dum.
Well, you can't be a big old dum-dum because you are the first seed in Fuckfest with being the points for leader.
Let's go.
You've barely edged me and Lippy out for that title. We are pretty close behind you. Oh, wait. Okay, that's your points against.
You guys are hot on my heels.
Yeah. I mean,
The points against.
yeah, it's anyone's game.
I think Andy's a front runner for the 101 this year as well.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect. Let me look here. Because
Devastating.
you can't for some
All
reason
right.
check this.
I'm heading out.
All right, Jonah. Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, Jonah.
Max. Oh, Lippy.
Bye, Jonah.
Lippy, what do you think my lead?
Don't
is
I
for
get
you?
Don't I get points if I face the most points on the season? Don't I get like cash back?
No.
No,
that'd
there's
be
a points
That's-
for bonus.
Yeah.
Not a.
No,
Usually have
Kingwood
a
always
payout
has the
for
points
getting
against.
cut.
Kingwood always gets
That's a
points
silly
against
bonus.
person's
We
money.
need to vote against that if that's real.
That's right.
I don't think Fuckfest is like that. I think it's as someone who's always been in the payout but always been disappointed on how much I get paid. It's because we have a points for bonus that gets paid out of what I should be getting.
Lippy, I've got a
Andy's gonna get extra money. Oh, that's just awful.
I've got a 68 max PF lead on you so that means
Ooh,
wait.
that's not insurmountable.
Wait. Hold on. Because that would mean that Lippy gets the 101. If he has the lowest max PF,
Correct.
okay. Good. And I'm doing all of this. I'm keeping that lead Lippy with Nick Mullins as my only quarterback. Because Matt Ryan is benched and out, and I don't know. I don't know what to do. So
I mean, my lineup is projected for a whopping 45 points
My-
this week, so
my
we'll see, sir.
my super flex
How-
spot has Mac Hollins in it.
I got
How
CJ
are you-
Uzama.
How are these two teams so impressively putrid?
I've got good pieces. I've got Damian
Me
Pierce,
too.
Brian Robinson, Moody, Olave.
I know.
Yeah,
I got Zach Moss, Devin Singletary.
I've got. I left Kenyon Drake on the bench. I've got Kenyon Drake. I wish I had started a Ray McLeod last week. He actually went off. I think he. Let's see. How did he do? Yeah, he had 14.5 last game.
You recovered that Christian McCaffrey fumble that went about a mile in the air before it landed squarely in his hands as he was lying on the ground, which I don't think you get fantasy points for, but it was cool.
I mean, he's an elite player. We used to have an old dynasty league that fell apart, and someone was late to the rookie draft, and I assigned the 103. They got BC Johnson, and then someone did it the next year, and I assigned them Ray McLeod. So,
It's so savage.
and Lippy and Jack are the reason I had to do it. They were calling me saying, "No, if they're late, they get auto assigned to shit pick."
Okay, hold on. Before we move on from BC Johnson, we have to remember that this is also the same year that Justin Jefferson was coming out, or the year after.
No.
And what ANF did is ANF sent a bunch of troll posts to all the LSU fans that BC Johnson was getting reps above Justin Jefferson in practice.
Oh my
And so
God.
we had a lot of fun with like the fact that BC Johnson at one point was possibly a relevant dynasty threat.
Yeah. Well, it
Wow.
turned out to not be so true, but
I didn't know that news was ever like out there. Like I don't remember that. I feel like
was
that would
so
have registered
fun.
on the radar.
That was like 3 weeks into preseason,
yeah.
and like it was like the Wednesday before the third preseason game, and it's like BC Johnson takes reps with the second team over Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. But it
I
turns
mean, you had to perform the auto draft function somehow in the pre-sleeper day, before there were default rookie rankings and a platform. You had to do it somehow.
it was really rough.
I
too.
did it as
Oh,
commissioner of our league. I did it by, in advance, 6 months in advance, identifying a website that would publish rankings that we would go off of and take the best available player. But your method is just significantly more autocratic and therefore aspirational. So I really have a lot of regret right now.
well, I don't know if that should be true because the league fell apart. But
Whoa.
uh,
ANF, that league may have fallen apart for some bad things, but while Andy is here, I have, some time to pick his brain. So person A drops a player and ends up getting 1 fab credit, and person B ends up getting David Njoku and Marcus Mariota and trades David Njoku for 2 seconds. How bad do you feel for person A? Otherwise stated as, how bad do you feel for yourself?
Wait, I'm confused.
Apologies.
Person A drops who?
Person A dropped David Njoku in a Dynasty Fantasy Football League, and someone else picked him up and then traded him for 2 seconds. How
This
bad
was
do you feel
this
for
was the
person
year when Joker was like the fifth round pick, 6th round pick, I think.
Oh, okay. So if I'm player A and I do that, I feel. I mean, I'm a sucker for draft capital. If you haven't noticed, and I will literally hold on to a first round pick. I mean, I'm still out here adding Philip Dorsett. You cannot pry the contract of a player selected in the first round of the actual NFL draft from my fingers, unless I am 6 feet under. So if I've dropped Njoku within, the first 5 years of his rookie season, and he subsequently gets added for nothing and flipped for 2 seconds, I would be sick. I would be absolutely sick.
So how sick do you feel given that happened to you?
That happened to me?
I believe so.
What did that happen?
ANF, can you go to Fuckfest and go find David Njoku and look at his history?
Njoku.
Did I drop Njoku?
He did. November 10th.
No.
Yep.
November 10th of when?
2021.
No, within a year?
Wait. Okay. So first, it's kind of funny. So Razorfish picks him with the 18th overall in the 18th round. Razorfish drops him. You pick him up for a beautiful amount of 469 fab.
Nice.
And then that's September 14th. November 10th, you drop him. Bevo adds him for 0 fab and then trades him to Jay Pauley for 2 seconds.
Okay, and this is Fuckfest?
Yeah, Fuckfest. Yeah, last year you picked him up for 469 fab and then dropped him.
I will so first of all, 469 fab nice. Second of all, that's the draft capital. That's the lure. That's the siren song right there. I'm pumping all my fab into this contract. Clearly, there were some internal policies and procedures that he must have struggled to adjust to in the Titty City Titty War Room, and so that's why we had to terminate his contract at the inopportune time that we did. But I won't put it all on David because he's a fine, upstanding young man. I do want to highlight that our front office was anticipating prioritizing the position of tight end in the immediately following rookie draft. And as you can see from my roster, I now have 5 tight end ones. And, Njoku, would we love to have a 6th tight end one? We absolutely would. But at the end of the day, we really felt like the positional advantage that could be afforded during the bye weeks by rostering someone like Josh Reynolds, although he drops multiple tutties a week, or little Caleb Huntley spice, old Deion Jackson action. It lent more of a well-rounded feel to the roster. So, do we want 2 2023 second-round picks? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Do I hate myself? Yes, I do. But we stand by our actions.
Follow-up question, Andy. What if you were to be told that someone traded Kenny Pick? Oh, Jesus, the picks were so ugly. Let's just call it three first and the 2023 101 for Kyle Pitts. We don't know what those other 3 firsts turned out to be.
No, we gotta know what the first turned out to do.
Kenny Pickett, Christian Watson, and Sky Moore.
I'm taking the Pitt side.
I mean, the 2023 101 is worth Pitts alone, but the first did not turn out well.
Listen to this tight end.
Wait, was it the 2023 101?
Yeah, it was my 2023 pick.
Oh, gross. That hurts.
Listen to this tight end core, because I'm like, what do you mean you have 4 tight end ones? Listen to these tight ends.
It's pretty nice.
Waters has Goddard. Okay, he's got Goddard, Pitts, Greg D, Ingram, and Mike Gesicki. What the hell? What?
His tight end room almost doubled my points this last week.
That's
Andy. I need
crazy.
a tight end. I'll trade you a second.
Yeah.
You said you want 2023 seconds. I'll trade you one for a tight end. Which one do you want?
Wait, a second for one of my tight ends?
Yeah, I mean, Dulcich, you can't be that.
One of my tight end ones?
That's not a tight end one. Get out of here.
I think Greg D's a tight end one.
He's a tight end one, baby.
That's all Russ throws to.
Pick one of the 3 that you consider an ugly duckling, and let's make a deal.
And I'll accept the first for him.
No. Get out of here.
A first.
You're getting in at cost. That's at
That's
cost.
not cost. Get out.
It is. Check cost for Gesicki and Ingram's contract. Paid handsome seconds for both of those fellas.
Okay, I'm ready to pay a handsome second, not seconds.
You're getting in at cost.
Yeah, I want cost. You're willing to drop the joke.
Their contracts have only appreciated in value since the last acquisition. They are absolutely not going anywhere.
Who has my second? That's a prime asset.
Hey, Andy has yours and my second.
Oh.
Andy has the 13th and 14th pick in the upcoming draft, and he's first in this league.
Wait, yeah. So he's gonna win the league this year, and if he gets the 101 or 102, and then
the 113 and 114.
Oh no!
I'd like to table a motion to expand the taxi squad. By the way,
denied.
No. I would agree with you there. Let's see, how many 23 picks do I have?
Yeah, ANF, you need to champion this movement.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 picks. I have more 23 picks than Curran has draft picks total.
ANF, do you have your 2024 first?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you can effectively do a 2-year tank by keeping pretty much anyone of relevance on your taxi squad, putting all of your second and third round picks.
Yeah, taxi squad would count towards max PF still.
I think
the taxi squad does not count towards max PF. There's no way.
I think it does.
I think it does, but max PF is just max PF is just a best ball calculation. It's not the total of all.
Yeah, no, but I don't think taxi can. If our taxi squad is not liquid, it
you
doesn't.
Might be right.
But
I
start
just
that
assumed
player.
That it did.
It's like
I assumed that it did.
Let me
I hear what you're saying. Like, it can't go up and then back down.
Yeah. Let me look at the recap real quick.
No, it definitely counts, because I'm looking at a different league where King Hood has fucking Tua Tagovailoa in his taxi squad. It pisses me off. And his max PF reflects that.
Yeah.
Really?
So max PF in that league, is the taxi squad isolated where you can't add them back during the year?
You can't. Well, you can, but you can't put them back to taxi squad.
That's like Fuckfest.
Yeah, it's just like how Hoot has it.
Oh, okay.
So you can take them off.
It's kind of weird though, because Jack, I feel like you probably should be. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I have a great point. Like, if you can't play that player, then you can't.
You can though. You just are choosing not to.
But the whole point is max PF is designed to evaluate the strength of your
team as a whole.
Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you shouldn't be able to dodge that by plugging.
I should be allowed to just take Tua off of King Hood's taxi squad.
You can claim him and pay 2 future firsts.
Yeah, but the problem is I can't decide what those firsts are. You said it has to be my top 2 first.
Whatever the friggin' rule is
it's a terrible rule made by a terrible commissioner.
Adopted by a terrible commissioner. I will place the blame squarely on the author of the rule, who is Tate.
Well, so the big question here is, Jack, are you ready to say that Tua is actually probably a good quarterback?
Wow.
No.
Ooh. You still think Tua sucks?
No.
Follow-up question. Jack, have you seen the footage transposed to where Tua is backwards and he thus looks like he's throwing righty?
Yes, I have. I still don't think
and you still don't think he's okay.
Still don't think he's good.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Deontay Foreman? How many firsts would you give up for him right now, Jack?
Unfortunately, do not own enough firsts to give up that many for Deontay Foreman. Proven right all along. Another Mike Williams-esque take in terms of fantasy asset.
Is Deontay Foreman a top 10 dynasty running back at this moment?
Oh, damn. No.
Is he a top 1 Achilles recovery running back ever?
You know, I would have to say yes. I don't think any.
It's close between him and Marlon Mack, I'd say.
Yeah, Marlon Mack is. I was going to say.
Who the fuck is Marlon Mack? What has he done since he tore his Achilles?
Well, I take him in the third round of a dynasty startup one time. So
he's signed like 5 different contracts since he
So
tore his
has
Achilles. How
Deontay
many has
Foreman.
how many has
Deontay Foreman tore his
No.
bicep and his
Well,
Achilles.
hold on. I
Great.
think
Biceps,
hold on.
unrelated. He signed with the Titans and the Panthers.
No.
That's two. Marlon Mack
No,
in the last
signed
month
with
has
he
been on
signed
like
with the
5
Titans, the
times.
Colts, and the Falcons, and he's landed with the Titans
the
two
Texans,
separate times.
The Texans. See, here's the thing. He got signed by the Texans and he got signed by the Titans and the Texans just to get the Colts playbook. That's why he was signed. Straight up.
So that's three separate teams. Then he goes into camp with the Falcons earlier this year,
Oh, that's right.
and he's now on the Panthers.
Marlon Mack can't go to bed without getting cut.
Yeah.
He cannot wake up in the morning without signing a new 10-day contract. I don't even know where he is in.
Can you go to Apex for me for a second? I need you to look at something for me. Can you type in Cam Akers
Hold on, real
and
quick.
just click on the player profile?
One second.
Oh boy.
Real quickly, I just want to tell you, I'm really proud of myself. I'm taking my spelling test to Dad here. I scored the most points at Apex this week. We are on a roll. We're doing great. Now,
Let's
So,
go.
my first question is, Andy, this is an auction league. Do you think the person who owns Cam Akers spent more on Cam Akers than Cam Akers has scored points on the season? Actually, you know what? Let's double Cam Akers' points on the season. Is it greater than the amount he spent on him in the auction?
No, don't.
No. Akers has only had this is half PPR, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's only had 4 or 5 weeks where he's actually had more than 6 touches. So I'm gonna say his contract was acquired for 50 plus, and that he's only scored 40 something half PPR points.
I think it's 22 points. If I just read ANF's screen,
Correct.
It's 21-9,
Oh
and he got
my
and
gosh.
he cost 40 draft bucks. So
Was it 45? I thought it was
it
45.
was a clean 40, I think. Yeah,
Right.
40.
Oh god, so he almost doubled it up.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Akers is going to score anymore. It made me sad.
Wait, what's that latest news?
Made up to return to LA after all 6 hours ago from
Do you think
RotoWire.
it cut?
He's going to be cut.
Hoping for a fair resolution to his tenure with the Rams. Prefer not to suit up with the team after he wasn't traded. Josina Anderson of CBS Sports.
Fucking Ronnie Rivers. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That is crazy. I mean, what a weird place. But
Well, that's gross.
Yeah, that is really gross.
That's a gross price to pay for a very underwhelming contract.
Let's see here. Let's actually get let's get some outside perspective here on a team that's none of ours. Just so we have an outsider. So what I'm pulling up for you is a team that Mr. Golly runs. I don't know if you're in any leagues with him or not, but currently he's tied at the head of his division. The division system in Apex is every division winner gets in, and then the wild card goes to whoever's not a division winner, the highest win total.
So, Andy, if the wild card is in the same division as the 1 seed, should they play in the first round? Or should the wild card be seeded like the NBA? To where, if they were the second best record in the entire league, should they be the 2 seed? Should the wild card be the 4 seed, or if they're the second best record, should they be the 2 seed or 3 seed?
I mean, I'm an NBA tourist, so I would say they should be the 2 seed. But if you're doing the division seeding, if you're doing the division structure for the playoffs, I mean, if you don't win your division, you don't.
Right. Thank you very much. All right.
Well, no, the wild card team.
Moving on to more important things.
And if you will not silence Andy's fantastic opinion with your state-run voice, shut up.
He just said if you're doing it like divisions, then
no, he didn't even finish. You just were like,
didn't finish.
He just he just texted me. He's ready to move on. So
I don't know how to send a text message. So.
Well, how about we just go through the teams one by one and say if we think they're going to be in the playoffs or not?
Okay. All right. So we'll start with the top points for leader. 6-2, tied for the head of his division.
Ooh, and he's got Swift.
He has DeAndre
Chubb
Swift,
playing with
Chubb, Swift,
one
Diggs,
hand
and
behind your
Lamar.
back.
Lamar Jackson at quarterback, Ramondre Stevenson, DeAndre Swift,
I
Stephon
love his
Diggs,
flex.
Say Jones, Rondell Moore.
Isn't that who you
Tippett.
traded Jonathan Taylor for, Lippy?
Essentially.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota, he's got Chubb on bye. I mean, his flex is a problem this week, I will say.
Wait, can you scroll back up a little bit?
Sure.
I was too busy firing a stupid joke off to look at the
No,
roster.
you're good. So
Big Bob Tunyon.
Yes, this is his. I mean, normally he has Chubb in here, but obviously he's on bye. And then this is the bench setup.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's sitting at 6-2. This is Chubb's bye, so if he loses this week, he's got Diggs is passed by. DeAndre Swift is passed by. However, I'm not. We're going to see what happens here. Dude, Chubb has just been incredible.
Yeah, that's a good team. You got to look out for when he gets the arm when DJ Chark comes back.
Yeah.
That's what everyone says about DJ Chark, yes.
Yeah. No, that's a good squad. Am I supposed to opine further?
No, I mean that's. I think Lippy just wanted to.
I think he wins the division.
I think so too. So this is the other team in the division that is tied and wins. But so he's 6-2 also. But things have started to go a little south due to some trades, some injuries, and some NFL trades.
Whoa.
So he's got Joe Burrow. He's got Devin Singletary.
He does have CeeDee Lamb on his bench. Let's keep this in mind.
Well, we'll get to the bench.
Yeah.
David Montgomery, Paris Campbell, Juju. He's got Hawkinson. He's got Clyde. Melvin Gordon on bye. That's a Malcolm Brown, right? Henderson, Pacheco. Wow.
He's got Henderson too, and Speedy. Ooh.
And then he's got Jamar
Jamal
Chase, who's out.
Claypool.
Williams out.
Ingram. What? Mike Williams? Whose team is this?
It's a good team.
Does Andy know about our two-keeper system and how I think this individual kept Mike Williams and Jamar Chase for a combined total of 15 of 200 draft dollars?
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah.
He's got a nice team. The question is, I don't think it's going to survive. We'll see what happens with these injuries.
Yeah.
He's
literally got Clyde handcuffed. He's got a 1-for-1 replacement for Jamar with Claypool. He's got who did you say was on bye?
He's got Lamb.
He's on bye.
He's got Chase, Lamb, and Mike Williams essentially.
This is a deep team. What do you mean? What do they have to weather here? I mean, Melvin Gordon. Everything.
So you have to keep in mind he's got a tough matchup this week. So put him at 6-3. He has to face me next week without Burrow and Chase and Mike Williams. So he's probably at 6-4. He's going to be, and then he's in a tough division.
Yeah.
So that's the tough spot for his team when you put it a little more. So he's staring at 6-4 unless he gets a miracle this week or next week, which could because he doesn't have a deep team with good players at the end of the day.
Right.
He just has to pray for a Tebow loss.
Or the slip up in the bottom division from one of us three. Or two of us three.
Yeah, hope for wild card.
A bloodbath between us and division play at the end of the year.
I mean, to be fair, he's much better set up than our division is for the bloodbath aspect. Just simply from, like, I know that we'll get to these later teams, Andy, for you, but there's one team that's way behind in record that absolutely pillaged A&F's butthole. So he has a good roster to finish the year out, but I don't know if he get enough wins to
we already talked about
that. But like our division is all within one game for the top three, and we're also, I think we hold 3 of the top 5 in PF in our one division of 4 teams. So that seems like that's the one leaves with a nosebleed and one person goes to the playoffs kind of scenario.
Right.
So odds are he's a game or two back of the Chubb Swift team. So unless he gets a little luck here, he's probably looking behind. Here, let's get to Chief Henry's Cup. Good team.
Chef Henry. Okay.
Oh, yep.
Gino, Derrick Henry. I don't know how he got there. Um, Delvin Cook, Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, Josh Reynolds, Madison, Najee, Haskins, Samir, Jalen Warren, Amari Cooper, Pickens, Waller, and Eli Mitchell. It's a good team. It's a good team, Monstar.
It's going to win games.
It is going to win games. The only problem is it's just a hard division with that. I mean, kind of like Golly, Monster, you're gonna need Tebow losses, which is entirely possible.
Monster could get. 5-1. You got in the year 5-1 to have a chance at the wild card, realistically, or division. 6-0, and you're probably in. 5-1 with a great PF finish. You're in it.
Yeah. This is a tough bye week, Monster. Najee, Warren, Amari Cooper, Pickens. That's pretty crazy. But after this, you'll be firing because almost everyone's will be done with the bye. And then, unfortunately, we do have. I think it's going to be. I don't think he's technically eliminated, but it's going to be really hard for Neil to make playoffs if that's going to happen. Justin Herbert, Alvin Kamara, Miles Sanders, Michael Pittman, Chris Godwin, Duvernay, Taysom Hill.
It's a good team. This is a really good 2-win team.
Gus Edwards.
Oh my God, this is a 2-win team.
Thielen, Robbie Anderson, and then he's got Dobbins and
that's why
Cordero on the IR. Yeah. So it's a 2-win squad. Obviously, I don't think it comes down, unfortunately, to his players at this point. Just how other teams do and what their wins slides turn out to be. So, good luck, Neil. I'd be pulling for you, buddy. It's just going to be really tough. Kern's team. Kern on a 3-game slide. He was 5-0, now 5-3.
You hate to see it.
The big and on top of that, the big dub just traded away AJ Brown. So, Jalen Hurts, Travis Etienne, Michael Carter, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Curtis Samuel, Goddard, Moody, and then we have Hasty. He's got Giga Chad White, James Cook, Brian Robinson, who for some reason is on the bench, and we were told he was an every week starter. Elijah Moore, Wandale Robinson. He's got.
Why is Elijah Moore being rostered right now?
He's worse than Corey Davis. I will say that.
Well, he's good. He's a good player, just like Corey Davis is. I don't understand what's going on in New York. And until there's more clarity, I'm going to roast you these guys. Absolutely can't.
Elijah Moore blanked in Week 8 loss.
Oh, on 17% of the snaps? I'm so sorry. When was the last time you got a catch when you played only 17% of the snaps in an NFL game?
Well, I tied him in receptions, so...
yeah, well, he beat you in targets, so...
True.
By 1.
So let's ask this question. So Kern has a 1-game lead on Jonah, a 2-game lead on myself. I don't know. I think that this will be the Hallmark movie, Lippy. I think
it's going to be close.
Kern's going to clip this 1,000 times when he ends up winning the division. I'm calling it now. Kern is not winning the division. I think
he's got to eat his running back bye weeks. Those are probably losses week 10 and 11. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, ATN still hasn't hit his bye. That is huge.
Week 10, he's got Michael Carter. He's got T.
Who does he play week 10? Watch, he gets Keiko week 10 or something.
Well, so he gets Jonah. So let's look at his team again. He gets Jonah week 14, and on week 14 he's got Curtis Samuel, Moody. That's not that big of a deal, actually. I thought
Week 10, he gets Timo. That's big. Wow, that's a loss week 10.
that is a lost week 10. That's absolutely a lost week 10. Um, I think he'll win this week though. Yeah, Brian Robinson's on bye week 14. Yeah, I think
It's going to be close.
Kern's not winning this division. I don't think it's close. The question is, does Jonah win or do I win? Let's look at Jonah's team. Jonah's got
Cool.
Tom Brady,
God.
Aaron Jones.
Oh, Jonah's not winning shit. Oh no.
James Robinson, Tyreek Hill, MVS, Brandon Cooks, Gerald Everett, Kyle Pitts, and then Deshaun Watson, Burkhead, Burrito, Barkley on bye, Ayuk, Nico Collins, and Rashad Bateman on IR. You don't think that team could beat Kern?
Okay. Saquon, Ayuk. Can you scroll to the top of the bench again? Deshaun coming back. Yeah, alright. Okay. I could beat him.
So he's got a.
I saw Brady and James Robinson, and then MVS and Crooks. No, it's too many nobodies. But yeah, I mean, if you're throwing Watson in at quarterback, you're throwing Saquon in for James Robinson, you're throwing Ayuk in for MVS. That's not bad.
Yeah.
You get Bateman back at some point, maybe
For-
play him over Everett.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Now let me show you the main event, Andy. The team that's going to come back from a 1-5 start and win the division.
The piece de la resistance.
That is correct, my friend. This is the team that's going to get it done.
Okay, Tyler Murray, come back
JT,
to work.
Damian
You got
Pierce.
JT, yeah, Damian.
Yeah.
Okay,
Devontae.
Slim Reaper.
Yeah.
You know I love that.
Waddle.
Little JJ Waddle action.
Yeah. Hopkins. Yeah.
D. Hopkins. I've heard of him.
Yeah. Him and Kyler are good friends. They love playing COD.
Andy hated DeAndre Hopkins before the season.
I did.
Well,
I think I'm ready to eat crow on that one. Normally I wait 5 or 6 years until people forget, but
he's back, baby.
I think my being out on him was offset by getting his contract for $1 in that auction best ball league, so I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, that really worked out for you.
Yeah, but okay, so you got JT handcuffed. You got Rodgers on the bench. You got you got Greg D. You got Greggy D.
Oh yeah, baby.
Let's get froggy with Greggy. Damian Harris, you know, we all know that was a
pick of the draft.
That was a hell of an acquisition. You didn't pick him.
Yeah, I did. I picked him, then traded him, then
Oh, you did, and then you traded back for him in the cup trade.
Yeah.
He was the deal breaker.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so just so you know, this team is going to win the division. Everyone else can get stuffed.
Can I see Mr. Damian's game log?
Yeah.
What's he been up to recently?
It's not bad. It could be worse.
By the titties.
Yeah,
the
but
Titans said, "Go meet your maker."
That game was horrible. He got a touchdown at the end to save the game.
Right. 20 for 92, 26 for 99. Yeah, man, he's good.
He's so good. He's so good at football.
Good. I mean, these are admittedly Swiss cheese soft defenses that he performed well against, but still, he's getting the opportunities and he's taking them when he gets them. He's not nauseating.
Yeah, and he's getting so much receiving work too. 6 receptions, or 6 targets, 5 targets, 4 targets, 5 targets.
It increases as the years go along too, which is always a good sign, especially on No offense, team that's going to get blown out quite a bit.
No, a dog shit team. Yeah, exactly.
No,
So, yeah, he's awesome. Um, it's
yeah,
destiny.
that's exciting.
It's
That's a
destiny.
good team right there. Are you concerned about Kyler at all? Are you good with
No,
the
I'm all in.
Hopkins tag?
I'm all in. Yeah.
Is he still? He's still not running the ball though, right?
He's running a little bit. Like since week 6, 10 rushes, 7 rushes, 6 rushes, 100 yards, 30 yards, 36.
Okay, yeah, that's all right. Between
Yeah.
30 and 50 is
Yeah.
pretty good for a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I think we all just got spoiled by the crazy video game numbers he was putting up 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Or was it last year? Wow, it feels like forever.
Beginning of last year, I want to say.
Yeah, the 7-0 start or whatever it was.
That was last year, yeah.
Yeah. Then sadly, I think this team probably is technically eliminated at 0-8.
They're going to get this for their first win this week, though. Congratulations in advance to them.
Do you play Keiko this week?
I do.
Okay. Well, that's just rude. Tua, Gibson, AJ Dillon, Tyler Boyd, Scary Terry, Amon Ra, Hunter Henry, Gabe Davis. Yeah.
Oh, whenever Akers signs with the Dolphins, he'll be in good shape.
Yeah. That's too bad, Keiko. I'm sorry, buddy. All right, then we've got what is just a crazy tough division. Lippy is leading at 6-2. Patrick Mahomes, Joseph Mixon, James Conner / Eno Benjamin, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, AJ Brown, Zach Ertz, Mike Thomas. Is he playing, Lippy?
It's called me being optimistic because that's been really sad.
4 days ago, no timetable for Michael Thomas.
It's
right.
gone from he's logging like super limited practice sessions to like he's definitely gonna play this year. Trust me.
Yeah.
Like the progression of the news on MT has just gotten worse and worse. It is. I would be shocked if we saw him again this year.
The season-ending surgery news is coming in about 2 more weeks of him sitting.
Yeah, we've literally seen this movie before.
You'll just flex Jamal though, right?
I will, yeah.
Yeah.
I had him in there until I dropped some guys because I was going to have to get Thomas off the IR because he's going to be questionable all week until Friday when he's declared out.
And a tough
a
really good stretch of matchups. What's up?
Is King Hoot going to be allowed back on the pod after all his Michael Thomas smack talk in the offseason?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Don't think Kitty City has
drafted him, Michael Thomas, in the first round of Fuckfest, and he didn't catch a touchdown for the first 2 years after that.
I forgot he did that.
Yeah, 2020 off season.
Yeah,
yep.
2020, no touchdowns. 2021, obviously. 2022, look at that start.
It was incredible.
Look at that. That's incredible.
It was week 4, and I was like, you know, he's going to miss this week. He won't miss that many weeks after this. And then, of course, he did.
Yeah.
You could have had DJ Moore, but
I hedged my massive MT fade in one redraft league, and it has sunk me. I mean, I think I would probably win this league.
If MT comes back and I get to throw him in flex, that'd just be a splendid little addition.
What if he comes back and he just gooses you?
He could, because he's playing on friggin' ankles held together by silly string. I mean, He's so done, man. It's ridiculous. There's no shame in it. I'm also done with the
NFL.
My team is weak at flex. But
your team's really solid though. Flex. I don't think GMO at flex is bad.
It could be worse.
I think that's very good. I think the distraction is to look at the Spike T plugin, but with Jamal, it's pretty good.
I mean, The distraction is just look at my schedule.
The problem isn't flex. I mean, you can call it whatever you like.
I
I'm
wouldn't
a
call that a problem though. When
I'm
you have
a
his
I'm a hater.
backup and you have Jamal,
I'm just a
is that really
hater.
a problem?
Lippy, I don't like him. I'm very scared about that situation. You have stones that I don't. Andy, we're talking about the Arizona running backs, and I had them, and I wanted to be OUT out. I wanted them gone.
Sure,
That's what led to the.
because you got a good smart brain.
Well, we'll see. I think
Andy, when I win this title in this league for the second straight year, I will never let anyone in this league ever live it down. It's going to be a great off season.
well,
And we have an inside track to 8-2, and then we just need to go 2-2 to end the year to win the division. So we'll be okay.
Let's look at.
Lippy, real question about your trading strategy.
I don't.
Do you at all factor in when players are past their bye? Because, like you say, when you acquire their contracts, those contracts will be out the door within a week max.
Yes, I very much do that. I mean, I acquired Mike Evans on a bye essentially because it was a suspension earlier in the year. I acquire guys on bye when I want to. It's bye. That's really the only strategy I have. The bye weeks. The rest
I guess
kind of go off vibes.
More what I'm asking is I
got AJ Brown.
Swift is past his bye, right? So like a lot of people would sit there and say, "Oh, well, Swift is basically like, he's worth an extra game at running back, so like it's going to take more to acquire his contract." Do you sit there and target players who are past their buys, or do you say
I go the other way? Honestly,
yeah,
I'll target someone who's a week.
I'm not even going to hold them until their week 11 buy, so I'm going to take them now and then flip them before their buy comes around,
or the other way around. I acquire a player a week before the buy or on buy because I know the other team's going to be like more inclined to give up the player they actually like. Because that's ultimately how it goes when you're trying to trade redraft or dynasty. It's assets that people like, assets that are doing well. So when the buys come to factor in, it can either help or hurt the value. So we'll see. But I mean,
when I try to trade for a player who's either on buy or going on buy, I get the automatic skepticism of you're just trying to trade for this guy because I'm in a tough spot with him being on buy. Out of principle, I'm not even going to negotiate with you. And admittedly, some of that may also have to do with the fact that my initial offer is Deion Jackson or Nick Chubb.
Well, if you go back to my team, ANF, I acquired Mahomes post-buy, so I just got Mahomes post-buy. Mixon I got 2 weeks before his buy. Connor's irrelevant. Keenan Allen I got on buy. Evans was on buy, because if you want to call it with the suspension. AJ Brown was a week post-buy. Ertz, Michael Thomas, irrelevant. But yeah, okay. And I mean, I'm not moving those guys unless I have to. Jamal post-buy.
It's bye week buys is that's what you focus on. You don't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get guys who are already past their buy." You say, "I'm going to take it on the chin."
I like wearing it. Yeah, like I'd like to. If you look at my matchup this week, I'm facing the 0-8 guy. I'm projected to win by 30 points. I'd like to eat some buys this week if I could.
That makes sense.
But the question is, what buys do I eat? I don't know. If you go back to week 7, Kern and I both had a buy-apocalypse against each other, so I ate some buys.
Oh, this was so awesome. I was so glad you won this. This was really big.
I did trade a Wake Cup in the middle of right before that week started, but had to do it. I mean,
apocalypse.
As Jack stated earlier in the season, week 3 when I acquired Evans, I was 2-0, and I could eat a loss to acquire Mike Evans.
So
yeah.
Lippy does face a tough division. Speaking of
don't care.
Jack and Hunter. So the two people below him actually have more points for than Lippy does.
Barely.
One win behind him is the preseason draft champ, also known as Hunter. I believe his name here is Dr. McGreasy. He has Carr, for this week anyway. Carr, Eckler, Dalton, Robert Woods, Jacoby Myers, Mecole Hardman, Travis Kelce. He's got Dak on bye. He's got CMC on bye. He's got
a very clear strategy.
He's got Khalil Herbert, who I think he'll flex over Hines, obviously.
If he can get through this week with a win with CMC and Dak on bye, he's in a nice spot to at least get he's going to get a playoff spot.
If he wins through this, Lippy, through the Dak and CMC bye, he is in a good position to challenge you for the win of that division.
Nah.
All he'll have to do is beat you.
No, he's not going to do it though. It's Hunter.
All right. What I'm saying is he is in a good position, so that all he would have to do is.
Oh, this is Hunter's team.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. So
why doesn't he have Julio?
I think Julio's gone. I think
Julio was his pick of the draft in the preseason mock.
Well, I think that fell through. I think his new pick of the draft was Donta Foreman.
I'm just not scared of his team.
What happened? I know Deontay scored 1 billion fantasy points last week, but what were his numbers?
He had 68% snap percentage, 26 carries, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns.
He scored 3 on the ground. No catches.
It's the Falcons.
Oh, that is fraud.
He had 1 target, 4 receptions. Last week he had 2 targets, 2 receptions, 27 yards.
Oh, but he did go for 118 2 weeks in a row.
Both weeks.
Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, you are.
So why would he not go for 118 this week?
Or because look, I mean, Lippy, you said he was playing against Atlanta. He plays Atlanta next week, so he plays Cincy this week and then plays Atlanta again. That's good for at least another 118. So,
and if I could turn you to the schedule makers, he's got Monstar next week. That's not an easy matchup.
It's not an easy.
He's gonna have to face them. He's gonna face the Monstar without a single bye week. That's a good matchup.
You get. Let's go. I get Neil next week. No offense, Neil. I'm sorry.
And I get Golly on all his buys.
Let's go. I needed that. Sorry, Neil. I'm really rooting for you, but fuck yeah. All right. Wait, but he'll have Kittle back. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be that excited. Again, I apologize, Neil. But
the schedule makers were very kind to us this year. Thank you.
Yeah, that Golly matchup is cush for you. I think. I mean, that's a tough matchup. That's important. Really,
he needs to. If he wins this week, he's in a really good spot because I mean, he does have a tough matchup next week. He could easily lose 2 straight and be behind Jack again.
I mean, if he loses 2 straight, he's fucked. So I mean, that's as simple as that. If anyone who's trying to make a push right now loses 2, they're done.
But that's the thing, and if he could easily, I mean, can you see a world where he loses 2 straight right now?
No,
he's facing. I mean, Jonah's team is, yeah.
He's flexing Pitts, starting Everett. I mean, I don't know.
It's questionable.
He's got James Robinson against Buffalo.
What are you doing, sir?
He's starting MVS against Tennessee. I mean,
down secondary.
No offense.
I think Hunter's winning this week. I take it back.
I'm not trying to. I mean, the matchups are really tough for you, Jonah. It's not
damn, Jonah's going to be behind you after this week. Wow.
No, he's not. He has got the points 4 lead on me by I think 100.
80, yeah.
80.
Let's continue to be those team.
Yeah.
This is the squad I'm scared of.
Josh Allen.
Are you guys still here?
No, he had to take off. He had to take off. I think it's just us 3 remaining, gentlemen.
Well, Monstar's here. I don't know if he's just listening or he's.
I think Monstar's up to other things. Josh Allen, Liddy, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Tyler Rocket, Romeo Doobies, Mark Andrews, who sucks. Tyler Algier for this week.
In preseason. Also,
this is where Julio ended up. And then he's got Zeke on bye. So
that's a good team.
And Roddy Rivers.
It's a really good team.
Just some unfortunate injury luck, and Lenny sucks. But aside from that,
It's a scary team, yes.
having the pair of Joshes there, that's plus Andrews, that's enough to win most weeks.
But he's
You have
4
to
and
get
4. He's 4 and
Devontae
4
Pop.
now. That's the thing.
How are you only 4-4 with this roster?
He's had some really bad weeks somehow. Because when the
Yeah, he's had some
Raiders
really
have
low
it down.
scorers.
When the Raiders have a down week, his team just kind of shits the beds altogether.
Yeah, his team either goes
Yeah, but
crazy.
they haven't had that many. They haven't had that many bad weeks. Jacobs has been. Before this week,
Jack likes to say against the medium, he's 6-2.
Yeah, he scored 90, 98. Where's Jack? I'm losing him. 91, pretty consistent.
And he's had 3 straight pretty bad weeks. 170.
Yeah, he beat my team by over 100. Week 5.
Oh my God.
God, fucking Waller.
Week 4, where's Jack? 114. Wow, just really solid performances. 96.
That's 4 weeks under 100.
So he had that week 2.
None of
5 weeks.
90.
That's 5 weeks. 5 weeks under 100. And 2 weeks over 130.
That's consistent 90 plus, though. I don't think I have any teams that have put up at least 90 in single quarterback format every week. That's pretty good.
Yeah. No, it's a good team. It's a tough division. It really could go anyway. And this last team is 3-5, and I don't think quite as impressive, but I also think this is a decent team. Kirk Cousins, Ken Walker, Raheem Mostert, Sutton, Christian Kirk, Olave, Higbee, Kareem Hunt. Then on the bench we have T-Law, Chase Edmonds, Hilliard, DJ Dallas, Marvin Jones. The depth's a little bit weak, but not a terrible team. I don't think, Dustin, you're going to make a playoff push. I'm sorry about that, buddy. But yeah.
Man, if Hunt had gone to Miami, if Judy had gotten traded, if Ridley were suspended for the whole year, wait, he is. This team would have some potential. Higbee's a massive spot.
I wouldn't say massive.
Yeah, he has Ken and he has Olave, and he could have had some nice breaks with Kareem.
Imagine somebody who drafted Ken and Olave and Saquon. They'd probably have a nice squad. Fuck.
Oh, I hated Ken and Olave.
Don't look at that trade. Don't scroll down and look at that trade. Oh, no.
Oh, let's see it.
Saquon, Christian Kirk, and Olave for Evans and Aaron Jones.
And Darnell Mooney. So you traded away Matt Breida, Saquon, Christian Kirk, Chris Olave for Mike Evans, Aaron Jones, and Mooney.
Yeah, that's my biggest regret of the season, that trade right there. But Kirk's kind of sucked, and I probably would have started him every week since that trade. But Olave's been so damn good.
Yeah, I took a lot of shit and fuckfest for drafting him over Treylon.
But you took shit for taking Olave over Treylon?
Yeah, Curran flamed me relentlessly. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That sounds like something Curran would do. He's a very mean person.
I was pretty toasted for that rookie draft. But that was the exact inverse of what happened in another rookie draft with Tate and Kyle, Hulu Stonks. Tate didn't see Olave on the board, so he took Burks, and Olave fell to Hulu Stonks.
Yeah.
And we flamed Tate relentlessly for that.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Well, the takeaway is Curran is just a big dub-dub.
And any comments to Tate saying you're terrible at fantasy football in Houston?
Tate said that about me?
He said you're the worst fantasy football manager he's ever met in Houston.
I'm going to kill him.
Well,
I was already going to kill him, but now I'm definitely going to kill him at least once.
it was really nice to get to meet him. Then I'm glad we got to do that because now that he's going to be expired, I mean, hey,
You'll have
nice,
a name to
nice
the
film.
face at the funeral.
Yeah, yeah. Just in case they don't do one of those portrait pictures.
Oh,
So
yeah, and let me tell you, they're not going to go open casket.
yeah,
Not if his dentist plans on attending.
yeah.
They wouldn't do that to the poor man.
Yeah, of course, of course. Let's see.
Oh,
Most.
speaking of doctors, have y'all seen the Kanye clip?
Oh God, which one? There's
The-
so much
the
content
one-
to keep up with.
The only clip of Kanye of recent memory that is laugh out loud hilarious. Where he's talking about his diagnosis and Google it. It's an 8-second video of him trying to dance around. It's so good. I won't ruin it. It's one of I just watched it 10 straight times on the can this morning, just giggling at myself. It's hilarious.
Good to know. I mean, he is. If you don't laugh, you cry kind of person. So.
Yeah.
He's putting out tons of content right now. So.
No. Sorry, it's not his content. It's somebody in a parking lot getting a clip of him trying to explain something. Trust me, not promoting or consuming any Kanye content at this point.
No. I know what you're saying, of course.
Yeah. For the record, though.
What a nut! Yeah. What a silly Billy.
Yeah.
What a.
It would take a lot for me to delete Graduation out of my Apple Music library, but man, he went far. He went way further than he had to make me do that. So
wow.
Sad time.
Some would say that's a top 5 album for A&F all time.
Wow. Yeah. The rumors are swirling.
Yeah. Oh, Libby, so this is what basically happens. The only time I ever get close to victory in Apex is after I've gone out of my way to just destroy my team. But I really think it's between me and Jonah. I don't even consider Kern anymore. I worry about Jonah. But I think Hunter's going to beat him this week. And then let's look at Jonah next week real quick.
Andy, thinking about the trade strategy again, ultimately, I trade for my the bye weeks and matchups, and then vibes is third. Because I'll look ahead to the matchups and everything as much as I can.
Let's see here.
Matchups,
So you look ahead to your matchups.
Slate of green is pretty desirable, yeah.
Because generally, I might not always have the highest PF, but I always win just because you can manipulate stuff, so you take advantage of when other teams' weeks are down. You can have a little less of a down week and kind of squeak out a win if you can.
Let's see here.
Right. Because if you go to the what do you call it? Damn, I might just be really lucky. Let's be real. If you go to the league history for this league, the 3 years, on Sleeper right now, I have 3,400 points against. That's 200 less than the next closest.
Wow.
You should go to the league history ANF if you can get there on the web browser. The upper right, hit the settings, see if you can get there. Can you get you can just go previous, you can't go league history on this? Wow.
Look at previous leagues.
Yeah, you can't get the league history button.
21.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, they're also, that clip is hilarious. I was just watching that. Sorry, I was a little distracted. What the hell is wrong with this man? Yeah, I don't know why they're
the way
browser's so
drops his shoulders with the delivery of the last line. It's
just
what has gone into that body?
Standings? Go to standings real quick for me, ANF.
Standings.
Oh, you're in standings. Oh, you're in the league. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a way to see league history online, but we can't.
Previous leagues, 21.
Yeah, that's just going to show me dominating Kern in the title.
Oh, look at this.
I mean, my PA is lower than everyone else's, but my PF is higher than everyone else's, so it doesn't matter.
Not higher than Kern's, technically.
Yeah, Kern can suck a dick. He lost.
That is true. Hey, we finished 6 and 8 last year. That almost ties my best finish.
I mean, second place in the division, sir.
Second place.
Are you gonna have a PR this year?
He won 7 games. If you go back to the 20 season.
Yeah.
7 games in a 16-game season.
I do have.
Sorry, 2019 season.
Yeah, I don't think it's here because it was.
It
was the first year on Sleeper, but then Curran fucked it up. So,
he didn't renew the league. He was being a dumbass. Well, Baker. Wait, look. What's this lineup you have here? Can we look at this lineup for a second?
Oh no! Well, this is the toilet bowl. Let's.
Oh no! Let's look at the lineup for this week right here in the toilet.
Let's look at week 14, the last week of regular. Oh.
At Phil Rivers, very nice. Oh, Gurley. Is that Antonio Brown? Yeah, it is.
Oh boy.
Hold on.
You've been a Mooney stan for a while. Oh, Darius Slayton, love that. And Kmet in his rookie year. With I can see how you lost.
I'm losing my mind over here. Yeah, this was a tough season.
God.
You can't. There are no previous leagues. It won't let me go to any.
You have to go to like the archive leagues over on the left. So you have to go on the left and like scroll down. So scroll down more.
Go
to archives. You have to like go to archive leagues.
Where's archive league?
Scroll up for me. Scroll up. Up. Never mind. Scroll down.
Oh wait. Oh no.
Scroll down.
The fantasy old.
All the way down. Keep going.
I can't.
Hit the settings button down there. Then. Damn.
Yeah, you can't. I'm telling you, they're so.
I was able to get mine off of, so I can look at it. I
feel like you can do it on the phone. You just can't do it on the computer. All right, let's look at these best balls real quick. We'll close it out with just looking at these best. Oh, also, fantasy round ball. I don't know who I'm playing this week. Because you can't look at it online. That's cool. Matchup panel not yet available. Well, that is so cool. And look at this best ball. Fantasy NFL best ball not supported on the web yet. Please use the Sleeper mobile app. All right.
Unbelievable.
So
I archived this league, by the way. I have no idea what's going on. I assume we're winning handily.
I'm winning all of these leagues by a large margin. That's all anyone needs to know. Let's see here. Apex Empire League.
Ooh.
4-4.
Who's winning that league right now? Who is the best team? I'd like. Mr. Hulu
8-0. I didn't even notice that.
What is Hulu Stonks going to do as the Emperor? That's the real question.
Well, Mr. Waters is at 4th. Lippy, you're a cool
fraudulent.
You're a cool 1-7. I don't think that's going too hot.
My plan is working lovely in this league.
Yeah. Apex.
Didn't you give up your whole 2024 draft for Eli Mitchell?
I still have my 2023 picks and 2025.
Yeah, but 2024 are mine.
Wait, where did your 2024 go?
We're not worried about those picks.
There's something missing in the pattern.
No, my team in that league is in huge trouble because it was fraudulent to begin with, and I lost Jamar. So I'm in big trouble.
I do have to walk my dogs, sadly. So
this could be a lovely podcast. This could be a great time to close it out, gentlemen. It has been fun. You all have a great week.
Andy, I'll try to make some more trades this week to keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
As long as you alternate between sending me photos of your dogs, that's fine.
I'll work on it. I'll try to get an action shot of them shitting in a second.
Nice. Yeah. We'll just send.
No. I said I want alternating, not just photos of your trades.
One
I'll do my
dog.
best for you, sir.
One dog pick, one trade pick. So we'll close it out there.